With the support of Detailing Bulgaria, spray with the detergent, rub with the brush, use a clean microfiber towel. Wait until it's completely dry. Apply the nourishing product by spraying on a dry towel and spread over the leather. To achieve the same results, use the products of Maguire's from Detailing Bulgaria. Hello, we're at the Separeva Banya runway in mid-January and it's freakishly cold. Fortunately, this time there is no wind. We will find out if it's fortunate or not, as there is this hellish fog that might blow our plans for drag race between these cars. We are really excited as we wanted to put together this magnificent white GT-R Generation R35 after the 2017 facelift and this latest generation BMW M5 Competition before the LCI. Which one is faster and what is it like to drive this? Watch the video, but before that go and subscribe for our DizzyRiders channel to receive notifications every time we have a new video. Similar but at the same time so different. Why? Both have turbo engines and all-wheel drive, auto and roughly the same dynamics. If you're curious about them as we are, you can follow their stories on Instagram right here. The M5's owner has even noted it down here. Hope he's not driving like that in Sofia or wherever he goes. Let's start with the GT-R. Whatever we say about this car, it will be not enough. It has turned into a YouTube icon, an icon on the tuning scene. Everyone is talking about how fast it is on straight and how fast it is on turns. Its story starts long way back. We saw the first prototype on Tokyo exhibition of 2001. 2005 came the second concept, and since 2007 we got the serious production that hasn't changed much since. At least it hasn't changed much for the less informed, but we have done our homework, so we will show you what the differences are and what is new. Starting with the GT-R, we have to know that we want to tell you a lot about it, so there will be a separate video dedicated only to that car. This is the latest facelift, although 2020 has an anniversary edition. Practically is the newest version with the most powerful variation of the 3.8-liter engine, which is around 570 horsepower. There are a few changes on the suspension, this car is softer and the interior is completely new. It's very fast, 0 to 100 km per hour in 3.3 seconds, 2.8 if you use launch control. That's why we are here for today.
Много е бърза колата, от 0 до 100 е за около 3,3 секунди или по-скоро 2,8, ако използвате лаунч контрола, може да е и 3 секунди, много зависи. Именно за това сме днес тук.
Now let's switch to the M5 Competition in the cool Snapper Rocks blue color and tell you a little bit about this mega sedan. M5 Competition F90 is one of the fastest high-performance sedans on the planet at the moment. It's interesting to explain that Competition is not a different model, it's a package you can buy with the M5. The package costs around 9,000 euro and it will get you bigger 20-inch wheels and 7mm lowered suspension that is firmer and of course changes to the engine that makes it a bit powerful. Quite a bit actually. There are some interior changes as well, shadow line black elements on the outside, carbon fiber top and a few more details.
Ако гледаме данните от тестовете, отделно имате някои неща в интериора, които идват серийно с пакета, shadow line, черни елементи отстрани, карбонов покрив и още няколко детайла, така че Competition е пакет. Двигателят на тази кола, трябва да го видим, защото не може да говорим наизуст.
The engine, let me show you. You pull twice the lever like in any new BMW, nothing else needed, and you lift it up in the middle, not like me twisting it. You can see the plastic cover with carbon effect, but what's underneath is more important. S63 B44 4.4 liter twin turbo twin scroll turbo with 625 horsepower as per BMW. In stock it's 600 horsepower, competition is 25 more, and there is 750 Nm of torque, which by the way is available from 18,000 RPM, which also helps a lot.
Имате и 750 Nm, които между другото идват от доста рано, от около 1800 оборота, на което се дължи и начина, по който върви този автомобил.
This generation came out in 2017, but has undergone some changes along its production, like the new dashboard with the display and the laser beams that light about 600 meters, and there are also some changes to the engine software. Unfortunately for its owner, this made the car quieter than those produced a few months before it. Competition come with 20-inch rims, but this is shoot with 19s with the winter tires with different size on the front and back.
Колите, които са произведени няколко месеца преди.
Those 19s can make a difference in the time for 0 to 100 km per hour, which BMW says it's 3.3 seconds. Some colleagues told me about even lower numbers, but that's why we are here today, to find out.
И като казахме ускорение по заводски данни, тази кола прави 0-100 за 3,3 секунди.
The brakes are super powerful, 6-piston calipers in front, single piston in the back, and perforated big discs. We actually don't know the exact size, but they are more than 380 mm in diameter, definitely. If you want to spend more cash and to make it more track-friendly, you can opt for the carbon ceramic discs. They are lighter and saves you around 24 kilos for unsprung mass. You can tell them by the yellow calipers, but there is a problem. Although they are practically fade-free, the discs are fragile and you can shatter them in case of some stone hit, so they can set you back with another 10 or 15,000 euros.
Важно място, което е ниско и всъщност е окачено на амортисьорите, така че това е нещо хубаво. Те се познават по жълтите спирачни апарати. Проблемът там обаче е, че макар че се износват доста по-малко, дисковете са по-крехки. Тоест имате много голям шанс, или по-скоро има шанс, ако попадне камъче или ако ги ударите по някакъв начин, да ги разпилеете на парчета и да се наложи да дадете още 20-30 хиляди лева.
Competition wears a competition badge, not surprisingly, on the back, which is black, as well this gloss black spoiler and the diffuser. The exhaust tips are also black, exclusively for the competition. Boot space, like in the regular 5 Series, which means 530 liters, much more than the GT-R.
Някой го интересува. Абсолютно стандартен багажник на серия 5 с обем 530 литра, доста повече от на колата отзад.
We can go talking about the official figures, but we'll freeze to that, so let's go inside the cars and see which one is faster. We have a special box which will help us to measure the dynamics and to see what's what in these conditions. We will make a start without launch control, then with launch control, and then a rolling start. The two cars driving side by side.
Rolling start, т.е. автомобилите ще са в движение в една линия, тогава ще настъпим и
We will check what they can do with this magic box called Racebox. It's a Bulgarian device for race lovers. In this case, we will check how fast they can accelerate from 0 to 100 km per hour for a quarter mile for drag and the mid acceleration from 100 to 200 km per hour in case we go above this. We also have the first 60 feet. As you know, this is important for the drag race. There are a lot of functionalities and we will see the results.
че ги превишим тези. Освен това имаме първите 60 фута, защото знаете, при драга и това е много важно. Така че адски много функционалности има и с тях ще видим точно...
Launch control, how to activate it. It's much easier in the GT-R than in the M5.
M5-цата и там не е трудно, но тук просто...
Release the handbrake, pull the stick into auto or manual, then there are 3 buttons with R above them. Pull the first one up, it's responsible for the work of the all-wheel drive system and the differential, and then go to electronic stability system, pulling this one up as well. Now you have the 2 red R's, and if you want, you can make the suspension firmer.
Системата за 4x4 диференциал нагоре и след това отивате на електронната система за стабилност, която също я бутвате нагоре и ви светват в общи линии двете арчета. Може и амортисьорите също да ги втвърдите за всеки случай.
Left foot on the brake, right foot on the throttle, 4000 RPM and release the brake and go.
Оборотомер отива до 4000 оборота, пускате спирачката и се изстрелвате напред. Видяхте при GT-R...
You saw how it easy was on the GT-R. 2 buttons and we are done. Here it's a bit trickier. The car has an X-Drive with a few modes. Normal, all-wheel drive mode, all-wheel drive sport and rear-wheel drive.
По-скоро няколко режима. Имате режим нормален 4x4, 4x4 спорт и само назадно. За да направите launch control, трябва да направите няколко неща предварително. Първо да минете на 4x4 спорт, което става от това меню тук.
You need to go to all-wheel drive sport from this menu. Then you need Sport Plus for every system, and then you have an M-Drive Logic settings for the gear changes. There are 3 options on the stick. You need the third and the most aggressive, and then turn off the traction control by holding the DSC button for 4 seconds. But you also have the option to assign all of these settings to one of these red buttons, like the owner of this car did, and to activate all of them only by pressing the M2, for example. Pressing again for confirmation, and now you can start with launch control.
Собственика на този автомобил си е програмирал на M1 и на M2. Натискате M2 и фактически отивате, потвърждавате с още едно натискане и отивате в конфигуриран режим, готов за launch control.
We have really no idea which one will win. The official car data were measured with summer tires, now we have winter tires on them. The competition wheels are an inch smaller than the standard ones in 3.3 seconds. GT-R gets 2.8 seconds, so I have no idea. Let's go without launch control and with the race box on. No! He beat me with a few lengths. GT-R calling M5. You beat me badly. The racebox here shows 11.65 for quarter mile, 0 to 100 for 3.8 seconds and 60 feet for 2.21. M5. Here 11.42 for quarter mile, 0 to 100 in 3.61 seconds, 60 feet for 1.94. And 100 to 200? For 7.43. Well, you won. M5 is 100 kilograms heavier. This is around 1760-1770 depending on the specs. Quite a win. Both cars are all-wheel drive, both have a launch control, the GT-R sends up to 98% to the rear and 2% on the front wheels. 6-speed double clutch here and the other is 8-speed automatic. This is yet another difference, but let's make another start just to be sure. Let's see if I do it better this time. This is lighter, but the other is more powerful. Officially it's 625 horsepower, but in reality it's more like 670.
пример. Дано този път тръгна по-добре. Да, около 100 кг разлика между двете коли, тази е по-лека, онази обаче е по-мощна. Доста по-мощна. Реално 625 коня, но всъщност са повече, 670.
I started better this time, but again he gained 3 lengths on me. Slowing down. This time it shows 3.74 seconds for 0 to 100, 0.6 seconds faster than before, and 11.59 for a quarter mile. M5, congratulations on your second win. We have a new record. Please share the data from your racebox. Quarter mile for 11.21 and 3.5 for 0 to 100, 60 feet for 1.9 and 100 to 200 in 7.2 seconds and 0.8 G. I have 2.19 for 60 feet, 0 to 100 in 3.74 seconds, quarter mile for 11.59 and 100 to 200 in 7.52 seconds. Now we will do it with launch control, which should improve the acceleration and make it less than 3.74 seconds. The racebox shows there is a slight slope. Step on the gas up to 4000 RPM, hold the steering wheel straight. We will see if we can beat the BMW. By the way, a friend has measured the same car on a dyno stand and it showed 570 horsepower on wheels. We could only speculate, but according to some media reports, there are around 650-670 horsepower on the crank.
Може да спекулираме, но много медии казват, че е 670, дори 650-670 на мотор. Да видим.
Whoa, all my blood is in my head now.
Имам чувство, че кръвта ми от краката се качи в главата. Доста по-бърз старт, осезаемо по-бърз.
It's so much faster, but still it beat me again.
Пак ме би. Емката пак ме би.
3.09, 0.8 seconds better, 11.01.
3.09, значи с 80 падна ускорението, 11.01.
M5? M5 here, we should go for Guinness. I think we should cool down for a moment because I thought I would win this time, but wrong. What does the magic box says?
Wrong. Какви са данните от магическата кутийка?
Quarter mile for 10.82, 60 feet for 1.62, 0 to 100 in 2.93, 100 to 200 in 7.21 and 1.09 G. So you are below 3 seconds. Yes, on winter tires, on wet. I have 11.01 for quarter mile, 0 to 100 in 3.9 seconds, 60 feet in 1.73 seconds, and 100 to 200 in 7.54. God damn. The conclusion is more than clear. M5 is faster. In my defense, I would say the tires are an inch smaller and that makes the acceleration better, but I could only imagine what it would be like in the summer with summer tires. M5 is much more powerful. It has 750 Nm from 1800 RPM, and here we have 637 Nm from around 3000 RPMs.
А тук имаме 637 нютона, които идват от по-високи обороти. Бяха някъде от около 3000, ако не се лъжа.
28 направи.
By the way, Dancho, me seeing you pulling like that, I felt pure hate. We've decided that there is no need to try it again with launch control because we can only clock a slightly better time for the GT-R, but that's the case with the M5 as well. So in the end result, winner-loser situation will be the same. The last race will be with a rolling start from 60 km per hour, we will ride parallel, and when we reach the cones, a man will give us a go signal. That way we will compare the gearbox response and the intermediate accelerations. Does the GT-R has a problem, or the problem comes in the form of M5?
60 км в час и в момента, в който достигнем конусите, който е началото на драга, там ще ни даде човек старт и оттам ще настъпим за междинно ускорение, за да видим дали старта по-скоро е проблема в GT-R или по-скоро е проблем, когато имаме M5 Competition отсреща. Така че, let's do it.
60 kilometers per hour, 60, we proceed 60 kilometers, trying to keep that 60, 60, there is a fog and a brutal gearbox delay, and yes, I even stopped before the finish.
Замисли се кутията брутално и вече
Oh yes, rather, oh no. Maybe if the owner of the GT-R wishes to beat that M5, he has to add some more horsepower in the car. M5? Yes. Well, I think it's time to park the cars and go for a beer because it's obvious. Alright, it is on me. Shouldn't the loser be buying the beer? You are not in the mood for that. A little more about the all-wheel drive systems. Both of them are active with a variable torque distribution. In this case we have a 6 gears double clutch transmission, the gearbox is on the rear axle and there is a carbon shaft from the engine to the box. There is also a limited slip diff which distributes the torque to the rear wheels. Another multiple disc clutch and another shaft sends the power back to the front wheels. Up to 50% of the power can be sent to the front wheels. The M5 system can send up to 100% to the front wheels. Then you have an 8-speed torque converter by ZF positioned behind the engine, and then you have a transfer case and a main shaft to the back and the secondary to the front.
До 50% на предната ос. М-ката мисля, че може и повече, дори до 100 теоретично да прехвърли, така че в общини... Но там е 8 степенен автомат, класически ZF, тук си е double clutch и кутията там също са разположена където трябва, зад двигателя и оттам има раздатка и оттам отива напред един кардан, вал и назад.
Now, just for fun, a drag race with 2 persons in the GT-R and 3 in the M5. To be a fair side, the guy next to me will talk some random gibberish and then when he says the keyword, we'll go. Okay? Okay. What will be the word? It will be start, is it not clear? Yeah, it makes sense. Blah blah, gibberish. And start! God damn, what a start again. Well, as a conclusion, adding 220 kilos to the cars, 1.8 plus, so we're over 2 tons. In the GT-R there are 2 persons and it is lighter. So with an extra person in the car, we still beat the GT-R. What can we say more? С човек повече вклад, пак е M5. Това е другото заключение. With the support of Detailing Bulgaria. Our day was filled with surprises. We had no idea if we would be able to do all that, as the weather was very foggy. The second surprise was the M5. It won, and it won big time. Apparently, this car is not 625 horsepower, it is much more like 670. Regardless of the drag race results, we're asking you today, which one would you choose? M5 Competition or Nissan GT-R? Please comment and subscribe for the channel. Stay tuned for more videos from DizzyRiders, including a test of this GT-R. That's all for now. Bye.